babes. So we will be, please excuse any mess, my kids are upstairs playing, but let's get into this video, hunty. So the first things that we are going to do is we're going to transfer measurements from our head. We're going to learn to do it on your head first, because then you can do it on your clients. So if you need to practice this however many times, do so. Now, there is a basic method I use. There's also an advanced method I will use. This video is just the basic method to transfer measurements from your head or your client's head to this canvas head to ensure that your measurements are proper and right. First thing you want to do is you want to have and let me see if I can get it corrected. Okay, you want to have a measurement chart. Now, I also have the other measurement chart. They will both be in the link above the blog. You can download the actual chart that I made. You can also download this to have multiple copies so that you can have for yourself, or if you ever feel like you want to start teaching people your own, go right ahead. So for the basic measurements, as you can see, we have a lot of different ones. So we have the circumference, front to nape, ear to ear across the forehead, over the top, temple, round back, and the nape of the head. Now, if you are using a dome cap or a cap that's already made or constructed, if you are making a wig that you are piecing together with a frontal and bundles, the only ones that you will need will be this one with the circumference, because we need to know how big or small their head is. Once we figure out how big or small their head is from size 21, and sometimes they have 19s, 20s, but most, and you do want to have all sizes, which is true. However, the main ones that you will be operating in between will be 21 to 24. So you need a canvas head for 21, 22, 23, 24. You can also do half sizes if you want. If you want to get further, more in depth, I can't say it right, into that, then make sure that you do have those. It's always good to have multiples on hand. Like I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have about a good 10 canvas heads, and all of them but 3 of them are all different sizes. Okay, so we need the circumference. You do need to know the front to the nape, because even though you know their circumference, everybody's front to nape still won't be the same, even for the same circumference. Everybody's head shape is 100% different. I have yet to meet 2 people that have the exact same measurements of the next person if I'm measuring from top to bottom. You don't necessarily need ear to ear across the forehead. You can use that for like frontal placement and things like that, but we'll keep that one for the advanced class. So we'll keep that for the advanced class. Ear to ear over the top, you will use that as well. More than likely though, if you know 1 and 2, you really don't need 4, but you can still use 4. There's no problem with 4, because like I said, like people's front to back is totally different from everybody's head shape is different, so everybody's front to back won't be the exact same. Everybody's ear to ear will also not be the same. So go ahead and take ear to ear, front to nape, and circumference, hunty. Okay, and I actually do have a chart for standard. These are the standard numbers. Now for the standard numbers, I'll place those as well. You can use this for the basic chart. It's really, really good for the basic chart. I'll also tweak the numbers a little bit to add the 21 onto there. So like I said, download the chart, download the download the charts, download both of these. Okay, all right, I don't know why I can't get it out. So download both of these. so that you can start with these measurements, okay? And let's get into the measurements. All right, so for this next part, all you need is some nice flexible measuring tape. It needs to be rather long. It can be up to about 30 inches. You don't technically need a whole lot. It needs to be at least 30 inches to 50 inches. Mine goes all the way up to 120 inches. Okay. You also want to have a pencil and go ahead and write on a piece of paper circumference, front to nape, and top ear to ear, hunty. Right, hunties? Let's go ahead and get started. So you want to make sure you have those numbers correctly facing, okay, hunty? Don't start on 120 and try to subtract. No, don't do it, okay? So you want to start right here. And we are going to go, see where that band is? I'm literally going to trace that entire band. And you guys, if you want proper measurements for either yourself or your clients, please make sure that their head is as flat as possible. If they have braids, measure their braids. If they already have a sew-in or something, I can get into that in the advanced course. I won't do it right now because I want to get this done, okay? So I'm going to trace that band. We're going to put that right here. And I'm going to bring this all the way around to this band. And now if they have braids, go under the braids. So as you can see, as tightly as I have this pulled, where's my freaking pen? For what? All right, so I have this properly pulled. My actual head size is 21 and a half. Now, I always make my wigs on the 21 canvas head because I like them as snug as possible. You can always do this with your clients, but do not do it the first time. However, those first measurements come out for that person, do them accordingly to those measurements that came out. And no one will actually know a person's proper head size unless it's been measured at least a good 3 times. Like when when they go to the doctor, you get one opinion, they tell you to get 2 more. So you need 2 more measurements to know your exact size. If your head size does not change, or if you don't change the fitting of that cap by the time it's to that 3rd measurement, your measurements may have been correct from the beginning. Now, the best way for you to get the best measurements will be for you to measure them yourself. Now, if you want to try to get people to measure them over line, which I have done in the past and it's worked out beautifully. Some people know how to do it, some people don't. Just make a short video with your face in it for your brand and send it to them to let them know properly. You can also send them the chart. Charts work perfectly fine if you don't feel like making a whole video, you're camera shy, anything like that. Just send them over a chart, and they should be able to follow that chart from A to Z. You can also, if they already know their size, that's always perfect as well. But from my experience, most people don't know their correct size. They won't know the correct size until that 3rd fitting. Meaning, well, that's just really because I always make their wigs accordingly to those very first measurements. And then if I have to tweak them within the next few orders that they have, then I'll do that. If they want the cap tightened, I'll take off a couple inches. I'll take off an inch or 2. If they want it a certain type of way, I'll do that and I'll tweak it throughout different stages of different orders that I get from them. Now, I don't tweak them. If it's not needed to tweak them, I won't. A lot of people don't like their wigs so tightly fitting. Some people do. Some people want you to add a couple inches in there. Some people want you to take a couple inches out. It's totally up to the person's preference, and how they like their wigs and how long they wear them. That is all a deciding factor. As I said before, nobody's head shape is the exact same size, so you will not have the exact same measurements for everybody, even if they're related. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the front to nape. With the front to nape, you want to start where their hairline is. Let's pull this from right here. My hairline is right here, so I will start there. Even though with my frontals, I do pull them down just a little tiny bit, like where you see that little line at right there. My little frontal suntan, okay, all right? No. So let's go ahead and do that. And then y'all tell me what number that is. So right there at the nape is where you want to stop. So mine came to a 14. 14. So to a 14. All right, so my front nape is a 14. And you guys, please write this stuff down because I just noticed that I was not writing mine down. So my circumference was a 21.5. My front to nape is 14. And this is all recorded in inches. Let's do top ear to ear. You don't want to go all the way down to the ear, just because they can be irritating for most people. So I'm going to stop that about right there. Yeah. And that was at a 13. Oh. So 13. Okay. All right, so bring out the chart, hunty, okay? So if we go off this little basic chart, which I will give you guys both charts, but just for the sake of argument for the first chart. Okay, so my measurements are 21.5 for my circumference, 14 inches for my front to nape, and then top of ear to ear is 13 inches. So now, as we can see on here, it doesn't have the 21 inches. So it doesn't have the 21 inches, but like I said, it will be on the other chart, so it will still make sense. So it doesn't have the 21. Mine is a petite, blah, I didn't feel like writing it out, whatever, okay? So we have the 21.5, so I'll say it's closer to a 22. We'll say that. Let's just say if my head was a 22. It's close to a 22 because it has a 14 for the front to the neck, and then ear to ear, top of the head is a 13. We can do 12.5 because it won't matter if I take that half inch off. It'll actually be a lot more comfortable behind my ears if I take that half inch off. Like, so you don't always want to go all the way down to the ear because you really don't want no cap on your ear like that. You don't want a little Cardi B situation going on, okay? All right? I don't know what her styles be doing, but her wigs do be cute. Girl, okay, all right? So we can do those if I wanted to. Like I said, I like my cap fitting. So the only thing that I won't go down on an inch will be that ear to ear, top of the head. But both of these I will go down an inch. So I'm going to go down to a 21 and a 13. So 21 for my circumference. You see that? 21 for my circumference, 13 for my front to back. Now, that's literally because I don't like different things down here. I would rather my wig stop about right here instead of all the way down here where my actual hair is. It's just like always uncomfortable right there. And before I started cutting my hair, like when I had ponytails, I would literally like shave all of that off because I don't like any hair or anything back there. It just irritates my soul having hair or caps or anything back there. And the higher up that is for me, it's always just more comfortable. Like how high this is, that's always more comfortable to me because I don't like anything like pressuring on the back of my head. So like I said, people have different preferences, different things when it comes to wigs. So sometimes their wigs, their preferences may contradict I guess, contradict their measurements, and that's okay. Make them feel like that is okay. Let them know that you can tweak it accordingly. You can do what needs to be done. All right, so babes, according to my measurements that I like, so we did my correct measurements, and these are the measurements that I like. This is what makes my head feel comfortable, which is going to be the 21, what I say? I'm going to write that down. 21, 13. And I can keep that. I'll actually do it at 12. I really don't like half numbers, okay? All right, so I'm changing everything. So I went down half an inch for my, okay, all right. That is tight as it needs to be, okay? So I'm changing that to 21 inches. I'm changing that to 13 inches. I'm going to change that to 12 inches. Because, like I said, I like my caps. I like my wigs fitted. That way I have no room for sliding, movement, anything whatsoever. Some people don't mind having a little bit of space. I do. So let's move on to the next part, hunty. Y'all ready to transfer these measurements from the head to the canvas head? Let's go. So, of course, this is a 21. Where's my marker? So, got the marker. I got the marker. Let's write this in. Like I said, I do like to write mine in because with time, ink fades. So sometimes you need to redo it. So this is a size 21 canvas head. And I'm going to write this on here one more time so that I can know that this is a 21 canvas head. And so can you, because you can see it, okay? So this is the size 21 canvas head. This is what I make all of my wigs on, well, the size. So the size that I make all of my wigs on, customize them, everything. All right, so in order to transfer these measurements to this canvas head properly, we need to know the space from here to here. That's how we know where to start that wig off at on this canvas head. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Go ahead and start measuring. We're going to measure from the chin on up. So it's about an 8. All right, now let's get our canvas head, hunty. Let's do this. We need that measuring tape. See that? That is where you can start your tape if you want. You can actually start it down an inch down. That way you don't have any unraveling. But let's put a mark where that number 7 is. And then we're also going to put a mark where that number 8 is. So this is where you can start the tape. This is where your hairline will start, okay? Or the person. You can do a different tape for every person. It's totally up to you. I choose not to because I would rather just tweak the measurements on canvas that already has the ruler on it instead of taking everything down and redoing it. You'll learn that as you go. Work smarter, not harder, hunty, okay? All right, so now that we have all of that done, this saran wrap, if you want to know how I did the saran wrap, refer to my last video. I did split up the video just because I don't feel like it's just too long altogether. And it's kind of it's the same thing, but it's 2 different things. I would rather it be in 2 different videos so that you can view one part of the video. You don't have to rewind and skip some things like that. You can view one large portion of this and one large portion of transferring the measurements from here to here. Okay, I'm going to get my beige cap.